The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Lunch and Learn a little earlier in the day today. Staying home and finding success. Engage with your loved one living with disabilities, both in mind and spirit. My name is Mary O'Mara, and I am the Executive Director for the Department of Special Needs Ministries. With us also this morning is Rachel. Rachel?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rachel Chung, and I'm the Disabilities Coordinator for the Archdiocese of Washington, Department of Special Needs Ministries.
So as many of you, I am certain, are aware, there certainly has been a flood of resources addressing the COVID-19 crisis. Thank you for joining us today as we take some time to think about engaging with those we love and support living with disability. We will have time towards the end of our session together for questions and answers and comments. But for right now, shall we begin? I think a lot of us have been asking this question of one another. Each of us are adapting to new ways of structuring our days, thinking of new ways to mark time and to mark days as this stay-at-home order here in the Maryland and in the Washington, D.C. metro area continues. Our days have become weeks and our weeks have become months of adjusting to the stay-at-home order here in Maryland and in the DMV area. So how is everyone doing? And it's important to remember that it's okay not to be okay, and that we are all very social creatures. We yearn to gather. We yearn to be together. That what we are living right now is not in any way typical. Today, we would like to explore some ways that we can stay home, stay safe, stay aware, and to stay calm. Not to mention, and have a great day as well.
So we can see from this graphic why the coronavirus is triggering mental health issues, that there are many feelings and different ways that we have reacted to the current situation we're in. Our colleague here at the department, Laureen, forwarded us this graphic, and it really made us pause and think of all the different types of things that are coming at us. So how are you doing? Really? Are you feeling unsure? Are you trying to stay positive but finding it very difficult? Are you finding yourself now as perhaps a homeschool teacher, a behavior specialist for your loved one, a cleaning service, doing dishes all throughout the day, or perhaps even more roles that you never realized you might be doing? Perhaps you are experiencing true struggles, both personal and perhaps financially. We know that many people are losing their jobs or finding their hours reduced. So this truly is a difficult time for all of the reasons that are shown here. So how do you keep your loved one engaged? Perhaps you are working from home. Perhaps your eyes are ready to pop out because of all the Zoom meetings you've been having to attend. Are you fearful that your child is just watching TV all day or staying on YouTube? So here we can see some images of how people are staying engaged, including L'Arche Prayer Night, which we'll describe later on. Also, sharing fellowship through the Bethlehem House Foundation. and also some online classes shown here as well, offered through Upcounty Community Resources. So throughout this presentation today, we will share those resources.
And maybe in addition, talk about some helpful ways that we can structure our days. Oftentimes, what we are trying to replicate are ways that are successful and things that work in our typical day settings, be that at school or at work or even socially. And so one of those things that is very helpful for our families right now is the use of visual schedules, because I think all of us could use a few reminders of what we're supposed to be doing and when these days. You'll see here 3 different examples of some visual schedules. And having that visual schedule can help us all in different ways to keep our days on track. This first one that you see that is made for kids is one that is very simple to use and something that can be homemade as well. I think it's important too for us to remember that we can make our own homemade resources. These do not have to be store-bought or something that is very expensive to be ordered, but just simple drawings or photographs that can be used to show, particularly for young children, what is happening and at what time in the day. You'll note too that we have listed 2 of the sources where these particular schedules have come from. One of them is from Natural Beach Living. Wouldn't it be lovely if we were all living at the beach right now? Natural Beach Living. And the other one is, the far one is from the Kairos Forum. These are resources that we'll be talking about a little later on in our presentation as well. The schedule that you see in the middle is using graphics that are very familiar to many of our family members. Those are the board maker symbols or other symbols that are like the board maker symbols that are something that they are accustomed to seeing in their day settings as well. And the last schedule that you see listed there shows a very, very simple way to kind of order our day that could be very, very useful for adults. Just to say in the morning, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that, whatever those things might be for you in your home setting. And then it will be time for lunch, and these things will happen in the afternoon and in the evening. So some of these ideas of using visual schedules can actually be very, very simple and done with homemade materials. Another thing that we wanted to talk about this morning is how very, very important it is to talk with our loved ones about this COVID-19 crisis and what it means. When talking with those that we love, I think it's, of course, so important that we use plain language and that we allow and encourage your loved one to talk about what their feelings are, about the stay-at-home order, about any anxieties that they might have of what is happening with the 24-hour news cycle and hearing things that might be a little bit frightening. There's a social story here on the screen that again was created by the Kairos Forum. We're very thankful to Chris in the United Kingdom for creating these materials. And what she's talking about here in her social study really does just say what is happening in very plain and simple language, and not being afraid to discuss it at home is ever so important. Assuring our loved ones too that we are all working to keep everyone safe and healthy, and that the reason that we are staying home is so that we will be able to be safe and healthy, and making sure that there is an opportunity to discuss all of these thoughts and feelings freely. Oftentimes, questions will be asked that we simply don't have the answer to. And it's important as well just to say, I don't know the answer to that question. don't make things up or say things that might not come to pass. If there is no answer to the question, there is no answer to the question. But maybe looking together to find the answer when possible is a way to, again, calm the anxiety of your loved one and to talk through what the questions are and what the concerns are together. And when you don't know the answer and when you can't know the answer, acknowledge how very frustrating that is for them and for you as you try to make sense of a world right now that is very hard to make sense of, a world that we are not very familiar with. And of course, to assure your loved one that you'll keep listening to the officials and keep looking to learn the answers, and that more and more answers will come with time, and how important it is to be very, very patient with the way that our information is coming to us. And of course, and of course, and of course, how important it is that we take the time as well to pray together. We're going to be looking at some prayer resources. Rachel, would you like to talk with us about that?
Yes, thank you so much, Mary. So through this time that we're living in, we cannot forget to keep centering our lives on God and doing that as a family. So again, we are so grateful for the Kairos Forum for giving some resources on how you can pray together with your loved one who lives with disabilities. So a very simple prayer that perhaps you've prayed yourself when you were a child is the Angel of God prayer. So begin your day with that and reminding your loved one that God will protect us throughout the day. And if you haven't seen our resource yet, please visit our Archdiocese of Washington Department of Special Needs Ministries Facebook page to stop in the middle of the day to pray the Angelus. We do have that available in American Sign Language as well on our Facebook page. So take that time in the middle of the day to stop and look at that video with your loved one and pray that beautiful prayer that stops us in the middle of our day to remind us, again, to bring our lives back to God. And of course, we can close the day again by praying before we go to sleep. And again, if you visit this resource here, the Kairos Forum, you'll find many different ways that you can pray with your loved one together as a family so that everyone can come together in prayer and we keep our lives centered on God throughout this time. And don't forget, as often as I'm reminded as well from my own children, that we should be saying grace before every meal. It's again a way to just to remind us to be grateful for those things we do have and to think about others as well that perhaps do not have the resources that we do. So thank God for our children who are so gracious to remind us as well to continue to pray grace before a meal.
And with all the snacking we're doing, my Rachel, there's lots of opportunity for prayers before meals and snacks these days. This is
Exactly.
This is also a wonderful opportunity, honestly, to learn more about our faith together. We have had some wonderful opportunities for our L'Arche prayer nights to continue virtually. We have one next Tuesday, as a matter of fact, which is very exciting. So we will have that link ready for you for the next Zoom L'Arche prayer night, L'Arche of Greater Washington. Faith and Light has been having Zoom gatherings every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Bethlehem House has been gathering on Wednesday afternoons for some time for prayer. We've been very blessed to have the opportunity to gather for masses celebrated in American Sign Language on Sundays. there are some wonderful ways that our communities have been getting together. One of them is here in the middle of your screen. This is a program, an app called BAND, B-A-N-D. And what you see here are some of the children who are part of the religious education program with Hispanic community resources on Palm Sunday, and some of the activities that they did to prepare for Palm Sunday. And then they all shared their pictures together on this app called Band, which was a wonderful way to stay connected and to share all of the things that they were doing as a community to celebrate their faith and to learn more about their faith. This is a picture here that you see with one of our members from L'Arche from Greater Washington during an opportunity that we had during our last prayer night with L'Arche to draw a picture of what it was that you would like to do. And very clear here that she wanted to be together with her friends. So that was a wonderful opportunity to share your thoughts and feelings and what it was that you were missing and what you wanted to do. And for this young woman in the L'Arche community, how important it was to be together with her friends. Again, breaking open some Bible stories and talking about some Bible stories is one idea too that the Kairos Forum reminds us of. These are all ways that we can continue to learn about our faith. And how important it is, of course, for us to remember to care for ourselves in mind, in body, and in soul. So we have discussed a few ways of how we might be able to keep organized and how important it is to keep communicating and to keep informed of what is happening. We've talked very briefly about some ways that we could keep centered and connected with God and our faith and our communities. So maybe we could take a little bit of time to talk about ways that we can stay active and engaged in our communities. We're going to go to Rachel to talk about that in just 1 minute. But first, I would just like to remind everyone that we do invite you to ask any questions that you might have. There is on your dashboard a section there for questions. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask them in the questions section. And additionally, at the very bottom of your control panel, there is an area for chat. If you would like to share any comments or thoughts or ideas that you have, we welcome you to do so, and we will have an opportunity at the end of our presentation this morning for you to share any questions that you might have or any comments that you might have in those sections on your control panel under questions or under chat. So Rachel, could we maybe talk about some of the ways that we could stay active and engaged?
Yes, thank you so much, Mary. And before we explore some of these many opportunities available, I'd just like to share that during the last L'Arche prayer night, it was an opportunity actually to share with L'Arche internationally. And what a powerful experience that is to join with people living with and living without disabilities in prayer across the world. And at one point, they asked for prayer intentions, and the organizer turned off the mute button, and all the prayers were coming at one time. And what a beautiful symphony that was to hear all the prayer intentions of the L'Arche community throughout the world, and knowing that in our scriptures, it says that where two or more are gathered, I am there with you. And I had that thought that it doesn't say in scripture how we are to gather, of course. So Jesus was there with us, even though we couldn't be there together in person. So thank you, Mary, for letting me share that experience. So please do join for that L'Arche prayer night, which will be on the first Tuesday of the month. But we also need to keep our physical body healthy as well. And of course, our friends at Spirit Club are very active and offering classes, as you can see here on this schedule, throughout the week. And this is an opportunity to stay in shape and to keep active. And there are many different ways that you can do that through yoga or Zumba. So please contact Spirit Club if you are interested in, if you're not already familiar with them. And they will also have the opportunity to do one-on-one fitness as well, in addition to the classes.
One wonderful thing about Spirit Club as well, Rachel, is how wonderful they are about having a universal design in all that they are doing, where their classes are really meant so that families can exercise together, whether you do or you do not have a disability. They're all made with a universal design, which is fabulous.
Yes, thank you, Mary. And if you do contact, if you are on this webinar and you're part of an organization, they're also open to organizing one for your specific group as well, which we do with our Spanish-speaking families. So please reach out to Spirit Club, and you can also try a class for free as well. So a very excellent way to stay fit in your body. And again, one of our other partners we've worked with, ArtStream, is continuing to offer Super Social Saturdays where people are gathering. I believe they are also using Zoom for this gathering. In addition, different artists that are part of the ArtStream community are offering what they call artful moments, which are just wonderful short videos of people doing different expressions of art, either comedy or different media of art. So you can visit their website as well, and they do have a section there for all of those artists, so that you can also have your loved one engage with that and try out all different kinds of art as well. And recently we had some guests come for a webinar, and this is for our Prince George's County Parks and Planning. And they are still, again, active, which many of our parks are. And they asked if we could highlight this Chalk Festival, which again sounds like a wonderful way to help our children here. This particular one is for ages 18 and under, to get outside and be artistic. And Prince George's Parks and Planning also reminded us that their trails are open, although the playgrounds and the community centers are closed. So the trails are open if people would like to go and get some exercise outside, of course, following the social distancing guidelines as well. But their trails are open for that. And here is their link as well, which can offer additional resources because they continue to offer programming. And just to highlight one of our library systems as well, and I believe this is also throughout the greater Washington area, that the Prince George's County Library specifically is offering many different resources that you can get free books online. They also have a homework helpline in addition. And if people are in need of Wi-Fi, we should also recall during this time, there are many of us who live in a digital divide and might not be able to have Wi-Fi in their home. So if you are able to use your car to get up to one of the Prince George's County libraries, you can get their Wi-Fi signal, so that especially if your children need to do any online work or homework. So what a wonderful free, again, resource available that people can access free Wi-Fi, and they can remain in their cars. And Prince George's County Libraries, again, and I know our other library systems as well are offering this, having online book discussions. And also you can see here in the bottom corner about community conversations. So they will have this particular one Tuesday, tomorrow, and she is the head of the library system, Roberta Phillips. And they will continue to have those different types of opportunities, especially for our Prince George's County residents, where you can have these conversations with a wide variety of people, including our county officials. So just stay tuned to that. And again, one of the interesting things that has come out is that we are able to access this from wherever we are. So if you're interested in this book club, you don't necessarily need to be a Prince George's County resident to access that. And Mary mentioned earlier about band, and we will now talk a little bit about what our community resource partners are doing to help their communities that they serve stay connected. So first, we would like to highlight our Hispanic community resources. So Hispanic community resources serves families supporting a loved one living with disabilities from Spanish-speaking households. And one way they found to stay connected is to use this app called Band, and it is a way to create a group, and it's a more secure type of way to do this. The band is set up by one person who can invite the members to join. So it's not open to everyone, it's open to those getting the invitation to join. And it's similar to WhatsApp, perhaps if you're familiar with that one as well. And people can join in, post videos, make comments. And one of the ways that they have used it here was they have an art class that's shown on a video posted on this app. Then the families watch the video when they can, and then they are posting the artwork that they have done. And they've also had videos of exercising, and again, people can communicate back, posting their own videos of their loved one doing the exercise class. So again, what a wonderful way to stay connected. And this app, of course, you do need some type of smartphone to access it, but you really don't need a laptop or other type of device, which kind of opens it up to other people that may not have the access to those types of devices. And we have information on Lilia Leon, who is the executive director. So if you work with Spanish-speaking families in need of that resource, please contact her, and she would be glad to join them here with her community.
Another wonderful thing that Hispanic Community Resources has used the Band app for is having small videos with sign language classes where they have from spoken Spanish to American Sign Language. They are doing vocabulary where they will use the Spanish word and then associate it with American Sign Language for parents with deaf children. So that has also been happening with HCR on this app.
Okay, yes, great. Thank you, Mary, so much. So again, a free app that is very helpful to help people to join together. And in Prince George's County Community Resources, which serves the community of Prince George's County, they are having a bingo morning on Tuesdays. And we have the information, again, on our handout to contact Pam Rosansky. And again, since we are in this way of connecting virtually, you do not have to live in Prince George's County to connect with this free bingo. And I'm going to join myself, I think, because it sounds like a lot of fun. You connect with Pam and she'll send you a bingo card and you can follow along, and she has offered prizes of gift cards as well. So we have the information on our handout for Pam, and she will also connect with you and help you to walk through how to use that. So she's very willing to help you and your loved one have fun with bingo. So that's Tuesday mornings, and they're looking to develop additional opportunities there for Prince George's Community Resources. Upcounty Community Resources, which serves Upper Montgomery County and beyond. Again, we are in this time that we can access all types of resources. They are offering a variety of resources, so please feel free to visit their website. There's a YouTube channel with all types of exercise classes, art classes, and different ways your loved one can join a class. They're continuing to offer different virtual opportunities, including one called Guys Night Out, which helps young adult men learn social skills. So that is still continuing as well. In addition, this past Friday, they offered a way for caregivers to join together. As we know, it is stressful to be a caregiver, and this time has only increased that stress on a caregiver without access to activities and school. So they have also been offering that opportunity. So again, a wide variety of things that people can access through Upcounty Community Resources. Now down to Southern Maryland, which serves St. Mary's, Charles, and Calvert counties. They've been having a lot of fun down there. As you can see here, the person there, there with the beard and the glasses is one of our deacons here in the Archdiocese of Washington as well. So it's just a way for people to have fun, and they're sending in their pictures, as we can see the contact information here. And they're also offering many different online opportunities for families to connect with each other. So again, this is for our Southern Maryland Community Resources. And we did mention earlier about that struggle that many of us are going through, which is also financial with the loss of jobs and other types of income. Now, this is for Prince George's County residents only through the ARC chapter there. And perhaps if you or you know someone living in Prince George's County, this is for anyone living with a disability 18 years and up. And they can also help seniors as well to apply for a lot of different benefits, including SNAP or food stamps, energy assistance, or the Lifeline program, which offers free cell phones for people so that they can have access to emergency services. So we do have this information again on our handout, and perhaps people in the past were not eligible for these types of benefits, but now are. Really encouraged to reach out to the Benefits Enrollment Center, and Tony is there to help people to apply and see what they're eligible for. So please, this is for our Prince George's County residents, but if you or you know someone who might be in need of those benefits, please contact Tony, and completely free.
That is a very rich bank of resources that we have here. We're very blessed to have here in our local Washington, D.C. metro area. There is also Potomac Community Resources, which is based at Our Lady of Mercy in Potomac, Maryland. PCR can also, they have a very substantial website if you would like to contact them for what's happening in the Potomac area as well. There are many things happening with PCR, which is the parent community resource model for in the Archdiocese of Washington. We know.
Yes, thank you, Mary. Thank you so much, Mary, for also including our Potomac Community Resources.
we certainly do know that what will be very, very important in the next coming months, and as we all navigate our way through this experience of living through COVID-19, will be what resources are available for all of us in the area of mental health resources. We did want to put this slide up that has the emergency contacts for if anyone is in an immediate need of assistance. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline is here, and that is offered in Spanish, and there are services as well for persons who are deaf. There is a disaster distress helpline as well, and a national domestic violence hotline that is available. We recognize that this is a very difficult time for all of us, those living with disability and those not living with disability, as we navigate our way through this very unique and trying time for all of us. We do want to remind folks, if you do not see a chat section, I have been told that not everyone has a chat section on their control panel. So if you have a question or a comment that you would like to make, please use the questions area. If you do not see a chat section, you can use the question section to leave a comment or to ask a question. We'd be delighted to entertain any questions or just talk about any comments or other resources that people might have that they wish to share. We are also very, very happy to say that we are going to be having our May brunch bunch virtually, and that it's going to be a mental health wellness focus. We have a GoToWebinar register link here that is available to you. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we will be sharing a lot of the resources that the department has already. We have our pew cards that are available. We're working to complete our pastor's guide, hopefully all to be available in May for you, where our resources in this area, and to invite you all to join us for the May brunch bunch, which this go around in May will be virtually held as a webinar resource. So we do want to ask everyone to join us there. What we'd also like to do is take an opportunity today to thank Christina for interpreting for us. So thank you, Christina, for providing access to the deaf community for this webinar. We're most grateful for that service today. There are other resources that are available that will explain how and where you can find masses in American Sign Language on Sundays and other opportunities for fellowship. All of those resources that are always developing and evolving are available either at our Twitter feed, which is at ADWSNM, or at our Facebook page, which is ADWSNM. You're all very welcome to join us there for that. Rachel, would you like to talk to us just a minute about the rich resources that we have attached? Although we only have 2 attachments today, how rich those resources are.
That's right, Mary. I'm sure you're feeling the same way as most of us, where every day we get a lot of different emails and all types of other things thrown at us. So what we tried to do here was condense all of those resources into one handout, which is attached here with this webinar. And if you are having any difficulties downloading that attachment, please feel free to reach out to Mary or I, and we'll be glad to send that to you. One of the wonderful resources that are available here for us as people of faith is the National Catholic Partnership on Disability has compiled a very wide range of resources to help us to continue to strengthen our faith as a family during this time. And they also have other resources in addition. So that's available on their website, and we do have the link on our handout. Also, Mary and I would like to point out that there's a lot of opportunities for webinars as well. And one that we accessed recently actually was hosted by Connections for Sight and Sound, which supports our deaf blind community here in the Washington area. And that particular webinar was given by Jenny Stepanek, and she discussed ways that you can stay engaged as a family together, and also to help your loved one to build resiliency. So what a wonderful opportunity to join with Jenny Stepanek, which many of us know very well, and to hear her thoughts on how you build resilient families. And of course, she shared her story as well. So there are many opportunities for us to continue to join together in faith, and also to learn ways, perhaps new ways, of building and strengthening our families. Also, just as a reminder that every Friday at 12 noon, the director of the Maryland Developmental Disabilities Administration, if your loved one does receive services from DDA, the director offers updates as well. So there's just many ways to stay connected, right, Mary, and ways to continue to learn as well, and to receive those updates.
Absolutely.
So, yes, and we've also put a copy of our PowerPoint here as well. And we do record these webinars, and it only takes a few days, and we will upload this one as well on our department page of the ADW website. So we can certainly send out that link as soon as it's ready.
Thank you for mentioning that, Rachel. That is a question that has come into us. There was a question about whether or not this presentation was being recorded. The individual did not see it being recorded on their screen. But yes, we have recorded this session. And as Rachel was explaining, it does take about 2 days for us to get this onto our website, but it will be added to our website. Additionally, we typically have 4 or 5 handouts for every webinar that we do. And today we only have the 2. Today we have 2 handouts. One of them is the PowerPoint that you are seeing now, so that if you want to go back and look at any slide or find a link that you might have seen on one of the slides, it would be available to you. And the second one, as Rachel was sharing, is a PDF that is a very extensive list of all of the resources that we have been able to find to help to support persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities and persons that are deaf, to find the resources that they might be looking for prayer or for support on that website. And again, just to call your attention specifically to the National Catholic Partnership for Disability /pandemic link, that also has a very rich bank of resources available to you that are posted there on that second handout, which is a PDF. There was an additional question about masses for children, online masses for children. I do not have the answer to that question, but I would be delighted to find the answer for you and certainly send that back in an email. I do not know the answer to that question, but I'd be delighted to find out.
Okay, yes, an excellent question as well. And we should note too, Mary, that the large opportunities for the prayer night, as well as the Bethlehem House Wednesday gathering and Faith and Light Zoom meetings are open to all ages as well, and all people. Those communities really want to fully include everyone in those prayer experiences. So please, we have that information as well. And Mary, we also want to note if people are in need of the Saturday morning rosary and mass for mental illness, to please contact us directly as well. As well as another opportunity to join people of faith.
Yes, we have had for some time a monthly rosary and mass for persons living with mental illness. That has also gone virtual. We are on Zoom each Saturday morning at 11 a.m. If you are interested and this is something that you would like to take part in, please let either Rachel or I know, and we would be delighted to talk with you about that. That is another opportunity that we have moved to online. Rachel,
Okay, yeah.
I don't see any additional questions. Are you able to see anything in the chat box?
Yes, if anyone has any additional questions, please feel free to enter those in, or resources you might want to share as well. We are very happy to share those again, or after this webinar. We are very happy to share those through our social media, Facebook and Twitter. So please feel free to send us those types of opportunities that you might find as well. We would love to share those.
And again, we will be, as we approach the month of May, we will be sharing many, many resources that are specific to mental health resources. So please stay tuned for receiving more information on mental health resources. And again, the focus of our May brunch bunch will be mental health wellness. So we're very excited for that. That will be happening on May 28th. And again, the link to register is on our resource. Is it on the resource page as well, or only in the PowerPoint, Rachel?
That particular one, Mary, is just on our PowerPoint, but people can feel free to reach out to you or I, and we'll be glad to send that link out to people so they can register, because as we know that people of faith who live with mental illness in their families, it is a source of comfort and strength. And we want to join together with those families to give them those resources.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we're so happy that we were able to spend this time with you this morning. We hope that the resources that we were able to share with you today will be resources that you'll be able to utilize in your day-to-day scheduling and navigating your way through your day and through your week. And we look forward to seeing you together virtually on the many, many different platforms that we have available as we all work together. There is something that is available for children that I will be able to send to you in an email. There is a website for weekly mass resources for kids, and I will be sending that out as an email as well. So that will be coming this morning. Rachel, would you like to close us out here this morning then?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Mary, again. And thank you, Christina, for making this webinar accessible to our entire community. So we do hope everyone remains safe and well. We are together in this crisis, and let us again continue to keep God in the center of our lives, and He will not abandon us. So thank you, everyone, for joining us together. And we look forward to our future webinars. So please stay connected with us, and we will be meeting together soon.
Take care, everyone. Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you, everyone.